So Ian says, don't tell them what you're going to tell them, just tell them. So, not giving any preface. A few months ago, we were at a worship serving unit meeting, and the Spirit prompted me to volunteer Ian and me to do a service where we work on a group art project. Then a few weeks ago, when it was time to get serious and make a plan for what the art project would entail, I wasn't coming up with anything. Well, I did have some ideas, but the vision that came to me was someone on the really tall ladder in that corner of the sanctuary. And they had this fishing line that was stretching all the way from that corner to the back corner. And they had these little prisms that I have in that vase. I had prisms, and they were sending them down the line. And a few even less practical ideas than that. But the phrase that came through was, look up. What is it about the action of looking up and out and around that makes it keep coming back to me? Because if you're looking up, your head isn't down, you're attempting to catch a glance of another's glance, to see up close and farther away, to get a fuller perspective, a broader, longer perspective on where we sit. Also, an image that came through to me was of women working on needlepoint in rocking chairs. Needlepoint is done sitting in a chair, sitting in a rocking chair. It is mending, a signal that you're part of the circle and you're generating capacity and stretchiness in this web, which is the safety net, which is the web of our common life, which is the network of connections. So today I have brought 3 pictures that I have sometimes daydreamed about sharing with you. It's usually when I'm jogging, I daydream about what I would share with you all. There are 4 things to say about each picture. The number 4 is because I'm in my 40s, which I say means that I'm in my 4th decade, but Ian says it's my 5th. We have agreed to disagree about that. So there's the first picture. This is a picture of me and my Grandpa Hogenboom. 4 things about Grandpa Hogenboom. Number 1. This picture is from a day when he came to Erie to see the cancer doctor from where he lived about 45 minutes away in Clymer, New York. He visited us on the way home and asked if I wanted to come spend the night, and I said yes, even though I was not that old. Number 2, Norman Hogenboom, married to Neva, is the father of Marianne, Denny, and Celia, my mom. Number 3, Norman's son Denny, my mom's brother, was drafted into the Vietnam War and was killed there. Number 4, their farm was on a hill, and the road up to the house was called the Little Hill, and on the other side was known as the Big Hill. They would sled ride on the Big Hill, and once as a kid, Denny crashed sled riding on the Big Hill and scraped his face, and my mom said he never had freckles again after that.
So let us pick up the stones over which we stumble, friends, and build altars.
The second picture. This is a picture of me dancing on the table. 4 things about dancing. Wishing the whole world had reason to dance. Number 2, This is the song I dance to the table to. She'll have rings on her fingers and bells on her toes and elephants to ride upon, my little Irish rose. She'll be Mistress Mumbo Jumbo Jijaboo Jay O'Shea. Number 3. Our dad's dad, Jim Thompson, was a twin. When they were born during the flu pandemic of 1920, their mother and sister died around the time they were born. The babies were put in the part of the wood stove as a makeshift incubator, but they were almost lost when the blanket got singed. Number 4. From before I can remember, our grandma Laura told us that drinking alcohol is bad. I don't honestly remember her even talking about it. I always just knew it. I held on to this belief so strongly that I refused to go on the hayride at my friend Nicole Marshall's birthday party in first grade because her grandpa, who was driving the tractor, had a beer.
So let us name the harsh light and the soft darkness that surround us. Let's claw ourselves out from the graves we've dug. Let's lick the earth from our fingers.
This third picture is of our 4 grandparents, Norman and Neva Hogenboom, my mom's parents, in back, and Jim and Laura Thompson, my dad's parents, in front. The song that comes to mind with this picture is, softly and tenderly Jesus is calling, calling, oh children, come home. 4 things about softly and tenderly. Number 1. This is a song I sang to Ian's dad while rubbing his feet at the hospital shortly before he died. Number 2. Driving down First Street in the middle of my workday, I heard a radio story that touched my heart unexpectedly. It was about how, during a recent earthquake in California at the San Diego Zoo, the elephants formed a circle around the little one. There's security camera footage from the zoo of them doing this. When elephants sense danger, they know how to create a circle. It's called an alert circle. Number 3. Each Memorial Day, my parents make the rounds of the rural cemeteries where their families are, on the back roads of Northwest PA and right over the border into Western New York, keeping up the tradition their parents had. They have a rule that they only put flowers on the graves of relatives they knew, with one exception. There's our great Aunt Violet, who died in 1908 at 9 months old. And also, how our dad mows the grass at the cemetery up the street from his house, where he's going to be buried. And how I am grateful he can talk to his parents up there, and how you can talk to your parents no matter what, living or dead, no matter what, good, bad, or ugly, no matter what. Number 4. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. This is a song from our recent Maundy-Thursday service. I first learned this song in 2007 at a meeting of the Dismas Fellowship in Ontario, Canada. I was there completing my practicum for Eastern Mennonite University Masters in Conflict Transformation and Restorative Justice. I worked at MCC with their Circles of Support and Accountability program with men who had offended sexually. Dismiss Fellowship was specifically for ex-prisoners and volunteers to get together for dinner, reflection, prayer, and singing. Dismas was the good thief, also crucified next to Jesus, who asked Jesus to remember him. We would stand in a circle and sing, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And I remember Eileen, my boss, saying to the men, don't sing so solemnly. And remember to look up at one another when you sing. This song is not just about when you die. God's kingdom is here now. In conclusion, do you like what we did here today? Can you imagine using the format I did? Where you pick a few pictures and tell a few things about each one? You might not have pictures, but we can help you with that. Isn't it so wonderful that time is not what it seems? Here's an example. I sometimes think, I wish I had known Chuck Neufeld's song, You Are Not Alone, when I felt ostracized in 5th grade and was the new kid in high school. But maybe time doesn't work that way. I don't have to regret, because the me then knows the song now. How I think of home has started to shift as well. The shift is really hard, but sometimes feels like an invitation. What if our families are scattered, imprisoned, at war? Can we be at home anywhere?
Let us look up and out and around. The world is big and wide and wild and wonderful and wicked, and our lives are murky, magnificent, malleable, and full of meaning. Oremus, let us pray.